That's kind of creepy. Is this? Oh, there we go. All right. Mm. Cannot hack into the mainframe if you're not wearing a hoodie. So, maybe it's because I'm in America, but it doesn't feel like Monday morning. I want to have that Monday morning feel, you know? And the thing is that I didn't sleep until like 6 in the morning. And then I didn't sleep very long. I woke up at like noon. And when I woke up, I mean, I was pretty high. I was super high. Um, you know, because my neighbors smoke weed. When they smoke weed, I get high. And it's the weekend, so they're smoking weed the whole day. So I was high as fuck. And I'm not sure whether to be angry about that. Like, I don't really have any intense coding I need to do, so it doesn't matter. And honestly, it got me up and moving, got me outside, got me blah blah. But it's just kind of like would be nice to like have control over my own airspace. Um, but I was like, regardless of that, I was like so physically and mentally destroyed from um I just kept working until like 6 in the morning. Uh and I had to get outside today, go for a walk it off. And I kind of was thinking, man, I'm like destroyed. I can't get any work done. I'm just incapable of working today. It's not gonna happen. But then the sun went down and suddenly I had like a burst of energy. Uh and I think it's just eye strain. Like a lot of it is eye strain. I mean, I needed to go for a walk too. My leg was hurting and stuff, but I think a lot of it is just eye strain. But I actually, I got into working on something and it was like going really well. Something which I'll get to in 1 second here. But I just wanted to turn on the lights so that it was less creepy to start off this. But you know what? The eye strain. I need to be in the dark. I can't be in the light because of the eye strain. um, so there's a few things. For starters, like because I haven't gone anywhere or done anything but work for days, I'm tempted to like go somewhere. I'm tempted to like, go to a bar, or go have some drinks, or go sing karaoke, or go pretty much anything, and like part of me is like, you have to, you got to do it. You're like gonna burn out. You're burning out. You're burnt out. You can't do this. Like you just can't keep it up. Um, but I feel like every time lately that I've taken a break, I've just regretted it, and I've thought that was stupid. I should have just kept going. And when I'm so burnt out that I can't function anymore, I can just listen to videos about SEO on YouTube. Apparently, my level of interest, my ability to sustain interest in the topic at this moment in time is just unlimited. As long as you people are talking about SEO, I am tuned in. And if they're not talking about SEO, I don't fucking care. So, so that's one thing. Now the plan originally was to be ready for this moment, Monday in Asia, and have a lot of demos ready. And I made that list of Taiwan SEO companies, which we can check right here. Let's see what they've been posting about. But now that it is actually time, almost, that I can contact these companies, it's not that I don't feel like contacting them. It's just that I want it to be an integrated process where the making of demos and everything, and then the sales is just fully like it just leads from one leads into the other very naturally. And it doesn't really feel like that at this moment in time. It feels like if I were to start making phone calls, it would be an interruption to this process. So let's just keep going with the process. How about that? Um, so where I was at here is that uh, checking this rich results test for Comrade Web. And I find it's quite interesting, I think, because for starters, the thing about Comrade Web is that when I looked, also, I really think that this fucking LED light that is on is killing me. I swear to God, it's blinding me. Just this one green LED light that's on whenever the camera is on. I really need to figure out a way to block it. In fact, I should just block my, I don't care. If you can't see me, it doesn't matter. Being able to see me is not important here. Give me something. Where's some money or something? Terminal comedy. Yeah, I'm just gonna block that camera off because the light is killing me. All right, that's so much better. Anyway, so okay, so I was doing this rich results test. What I'm curious about is because it has this share option, can I share it to ChatGPT? Because if I can, I can have it build a JSON LD object graph from it. Right. So the thing is that I was looking at the Comrade Web website, and it was very interesting because I ran, I built so that I was up until 6 in the morning building a script that will scan the website for JSON objects. And at the end of doing that, I realized I was like, why am I even building JSON objects from the HTML? I should only do that if they don't already have their own. But like for starters, it inserts fake information, and then I have to tell it like, don't provide a logo URL, don't provide their LinkedIn URL, don't provide their Facebook URL, because more often than it guesses, it just guesses, and then it gives me wrong information, and then that wrong information is going into my vector database. Um, so that's not helpful at all, but very much opposite. And so what's amazing though is like the objects that most of these SEO companies have on their pages include their phone number, their email, their like a whole bunch of information. The only thing it doesn't include that I would like it to include is the service information. There's no service objects. It doesn't really explain what services they offer. Um, so that's unfortunate. But obviously, it's better to have like accurate information than made up information. So I could have the best of both worlds, where at first it grabs the objects from them, and then it grabs the HTML, and then it fills in any extra information. But you know what? I'm just sort of like, I should just grab the JSON objects that they have because and just wait until that's a problem. Like wait until there's an issue that there's information that I have to go look on their website for. And then I'm thinking to myself, I could have automated that, you know? Uh, because they already have these objects. So what am I doing building the objects for them again? But anyways, so I have this script that goes on the website and it scrapes the objects. And if it's a WordPress website, it literally checks every page on the WordPress. I think. Yeah, that's true. And takes all the JSON objects, and if there's multiple JSON objects, it turns them into a graph object. So here's the problem: is that on this Comrade web, they don't have the JSON object in the HTML. It's in the JavaScript, but it's like here it is. Almost in the HTML. The only difference between a normal JSON LD object and theirs is that like it has the whole object in the JavaScript except for like the first line, and then it just has a lot, and then it has like a line of code which generates the object and gives it the JSON LD title. So it's pretty easy and so the Google rich results detector does detect it, but my script doesn't. And so I wasn't sure why. And basically because my PHP is only grabbing the pre-rendered HTML. It's not grabbing the after the JavaScript, which they shouldn't even have their JSON objects in the being rendered by JavaScript. An SEO agency should know that that is bad practice. Everybody says that's bad practice. Anyways, though, so that was interesting, and it was just like um anyways, what I was trying to do, my goal here was to make sure that every feed bot that I currently have that's already been developed is represented in these feeds. Because otherwise, what am I even doing? And then as I did that, I noticed it was like, uh, I mean, you can't help but notice that. Okay, so like I asked my regbot, like, what is in, like what agencies are there in Chicago? And it came back with this Comrade Web. And the regbot, so it's only the only way the regbot would have an answer at all would bring that up is if there is a JSON object for Comrade Web in the reg database. It's not like searching the web or something. So, so then I went and looked at Comrade Web, and there is no reg system prompt. So there's no regbot in that demo. So it, like, makes no sense to not have one if it is in fact in the vector database already. So it ends up being a way to sort of audit my demos because various demos are in various states of repair there. Huh. Okay. So basically, I think I should continue going through these, making sure that each of the demos I've already made it are represented in these feedbots, and it's basically like it's making these tools be useful to myself, which according to what people said on Twitter is a good thing to do when you're a developer or something. Wow. Okay. So here's the I was incapable of grabbing the data. So anyways, I'm pretty sure here we go. Uh, let main object equal, and then it's just like every, wait, what happened here? Yeah. See, this is the basically the entire object. This is like the graph, but it's just not in, it just doesn't say that it is that because there's a line like right here, which is inserting it into the HTML. So anyways, can we get much higher? Oh, high. Uh-huh. That is a song I dedicate to the neighbors that smoke weed and I get high. Which again, I don't really I mean, I don't really mind, but it's like I was too high earlier. Which honestly, it's sometimes better to get truly to get high than it is to just have be just a little bit of contact, because a little bit of contact just makes you it just makes you like sleepy. Can we get much higher? So high. Okay, so so I'm trying to I mean, I'm gonna build a graph JSON object for these for this company. And oh man. Hmm. But I think it's the Google rich results test because home improvement marketing packages. Oh, okay. Okay. Uh, oh, wow. Crawl failed. If the crawl failed on no index detected. Huh. Interesting. They do not want this one indexed. Fascinating. And you know what's crazy is that the one that is no index, the first one I've ever seen that's no index, and it's also the first one I've ever seen that actually lists prices. I wonder if they don't want Google to know what their prices are. Anyways, so I already like looked for. I mean, I was looking through their website, and there's like a few other things that I want to make sure do go into the. Um, let me see. Is there? Can I get back to? Um, mainly. I mean, okay. So if I just go to the blog, mainly there's some good information about the owner, basically, which it's like Ivan Vislavsky. Ivan Vislavsky. So if I look at this, no, 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 no. Actually, okay. Anyways, so if you there's an about page about him, and they have like a video. It's not a bad video. It actually made me wonder. Like, I actually went to Sora because I saw this video, and I was like, "Can I create videos like that on Sora?" And then it was like, "Oh, do you have an invite code? Oh, you don't have an invite code. Oh, you have to use the old Sora. You can't use the new Sora." That's what it said. It had a weird accent. I don't know why. Whoa. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. This is the profile. I was just on the wrong page. Maybe I can get this myself. Because it's really hard to get this information off of Google. Google does everything they can to make it impossible for you to scrape. Okay, so there's 4 instances of LD plus. Yeah, it's got like his there we go. Here we are. Okay. All right. Now I could really like, I mean, there's a lot I could do here, but I don't want to get bogged down in this one demo because there's many more demos to work with here. So what I'm going to do is just this take this thing made by ChatGPT. Wait. Okay, okay, okay. Do I care? I don't know. And I'm gonna just go to the vector database, and I'm gonna delete the previous document I had for them, and I'm gonna replace it with this one because um, at least this one has accurate information. The other one had some made up information. But I mean, I could get bogged down in like doing this, automating this process. Because ultimately, like I do want this process to be automated and like now, like not like at some point in the future. However, because they had this sort of weird situation where their JSON LD was not in the originally in the HTML, it was like being rendered by JavaScript. So I'm just gonna not worry about it because my script doesn't work on them. Now, if that becomes an issue, like a regular issue that I'm running into again and again, then I will edit the code to automate that process. But um, I don't know. There's just a lot of it brought up a lot of different points about automating the process, and for each of them, I'm like, I don't know. But for this particular what this particular SEO agency, I'm just gonna move along. Like I'm just gonna get this in there and move along. Um, because again, there was something weird about it. There was an anomaly. Now, if it turns out it's not an anomaly and that happens a lot, then I'll have to figure out a better way of dealing with this scenario rather than doing it manually. Uh, but for now, we're just gonna get in there and move along. But again, it needs which I could ask ChatGPT to create one. But the problem with that is it makes terrible reg files over and over and over again. It makes terrible reg files. So I needed to give it an example of one that I actually kind of think is good. And the only thing I think is good about it is that there's nothing to it. I don't want adding in a bunch of bullshit. Oh. Oh, that was gross. I'm sorry. I shouldn't do that into the microphone. Right. I forgot that I actually did make a chatbot that checks sites for the presence of JSON LD or not. So that's interesting. I should try that. Try to use that on this one. Should I? Okay, fine. It should be pretty easy. It's just comrade. No. Okay. So I want to go to demo.ai upgrade.site. And then let's just start a new chat because who knows what that is going to do. And then which one? Site JSON LD. And it's going to tell me no site entered basically or whatever. What? Huh. I don't know how this works actually, apparently. Let's find out. Oh, if you give it HTML, then it responds with JSON. Okay. Interesting. Anyways, okay. So what the hell was I doing? Right. So I have already uploaded the new one on there. We're just gonna close out a whole bunch of stuff here. We should be all done with Comrade Web. We're all done with that. All right, so I need to find a good RAG system prompt. Is 702 Pros a good RAG system prompt? Kind of no. It's just the system prompt is huge. And I don't know, it's just getting ChatGPT to stop trying so hard. It takes a lot of effort. You have to constantly tell it, like, stop trying so hard. Just like give me short, quick, conversational answers. Like once we have established, it's great with deep research. With deep research, it doesn't start the deep research until it has clarified the situation. It should be like that more always. Um, okay, so acute SEO. I don't know, but there's hmm. I really don't have a good system for keeping track of because I just make like a demo and then I make another demo and then each demo I make is a little different than the previous one and usually it's an improvement and sometimes I'm really happy with the final result. Here we go. This one is very simple. But I'd rather have it be like lacking something than having extra shit that's unnecessary because it's really easy to add things in. Taking things out is a headache. Um, you know what? I'm not even going to involve ChatGPT in this scenario. I'm just gonna Go to the Comrade web demo directory, and I'm gonna create a reg file. Com Comrade web rag.php. You know what? I should be Comrade web com, just to stay with the convention of keeping the entire domain name in there. How do you spell comrade? Suddenly I'm very skeptical that I know. Yeah, okay. It's not spelled the way you would think. Wait. God damn it. What am I doing? Damn it. Fuck. Now I have to do everything over again. Okay. Action. All right, so the Comrade demo has a system prompt now. Let's check it out. It has a regbot, is what I meant to say. I did something wrong for sure. Comrade. I didn't spell comrade right. I spelled it Comer. There we go. Things are popping up. That means we're on the right spot. Okay, so we've got a feed blog. We've got a reg. Here's the one I just made. Let's test it out. But what we don't have clearly is a manifest, because if there was a manifest, then it wouldn't name the things like that. It looks like you've uploaded some files. Yeah, that's not good. Tell me about company. Okay, that's a pretty good answer. Close this, close this. Oh, okay. I don't know. I think I was wrong. I think maybe I am too fried. I'm so fried. I need to go out and I can't do it. I'm not gonna make it. I was going at it too hard yesterday. I'm not even gonna call Asia. Dun, dun, dun. Can we get much higher? All right, so all right, I'll keep trying to do something for a minute here. All right, so this is where we want to be. Let's go to the feed bots. Okay. I want one on the feed bots and then one at my website. And now I just want to go through the feed bots and make sure that for every feed bot that I've already created, there is they are in the list of blog feeds that we're using here. But obviously, Adelaide SEO marketing is not because Adelaide is in Australia and there is no Australia section here. So we're going to make one. Watch me get copyright striked. At the mall, there was a seance. All right, so where are we here? Radio. We need to make a new thing. And we need to call it Australia. Australia. And then we need to add this URL to it. So now when I reload this, there will be an Australia option. And then I click on it and there's nothing. So let's go to the sample, the demo equals Adelaide SEO marketing. Com AU, I believe is what it should be. Looks like that cannot possibly be correct. All right, it's just Adelaide SEO marketing because this was before I started putting the whole entire domain into the demo name. There we go. Okay, so we got it. Now, what are we here to ask them about? We want to check the blog feed and tell it to show me recent blog posts. And I think, the idea is I should be able to do this for all of the feeds at the same time. Okay, so they definitely have blog posts about AI and search. But are they within the last 7 days? Because that, feed reader only shows the last 7 days worth. So let's see, can we get a July 7th, July 25th? Let's just see if we can click on their blog and er, all right. So they don't have. It's not easy to figure out what their most recent blog posts are, and I don't know if my Feedbot can tell me that. I don't know. I don't know if the code grabs the blog date or not. I don't even know if it has access to the most recent. How many of the? I think it has access to all of the titles for every blog post in the feed, no matter how far back. I do believe that, but I don't know. Anyways, though, most likely they just haven't in the last 7 days put out any articles by that. So let's just, that's great. Anyways, let's, where did that go? Okay, so just check. There's a request a demo button. I don't know why there's a request a demo button. Damn, that's really weird. Oh, because this is AI upgrade.site. Ha. This is not the Adelaide one. So the Adelaide one has a feed bot. It's got a post maker bot, FAQ bot, reg bot, review bot, browser bot. The only thing it doesn't have basically is a web form bot. So that's basically a complete demo. I could give it a manifest if I want to give it nice packaging, and I could make a video for it. Do I already have a video for them? I kind of doubt it. Um, do I already have a blog post for them? That's kind of the key issue here. So in order to figure that out, I gotta go to the feed bot for my website and ask it, are there any blog posts about Adelaide SEO marketing? Nope, that must be a no. So I should probably make a blog post, make a video and a blog post for Adelaide. I should probably take a note about that somewhere, but I'm not going to. All right, so action. So the first thing is go to the SEO companies rag. Hey, I gotta fix that. I don't need it to give me all this crap right off the bat. Where is Action Interactive located? Minnesota. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my Minnesota file. and look for Action Interactive. It is not on there. So let's add them. And now let's go see if we can see any posts from them. Zero posts. Go to Action Interactive. Let's go to their website and check on their blog and see what their most recent posts are and what they're posting about. It's my code to not be broken. If I don't know, there's no reason whatsoever why it would be broken. Like it works for the other ones, so it would work for this. There's only two reasons why they don't have any blog posts in there. One is because they're not writing on the topic, and or two is because they haven't written in the last 7 days on the topic. Their most recent post is from 2023, so I think that explains a lot. In fact, it explains that probably I just wasted my time by even making a demo for them. But it'd be worthwhile to call them, and I mean, if they haven't posted since 2023, and what that means is that they definitely don't have any posts on like the topic of generative engine optimization or AI visibility or JSON LD structured data. Structured data. That's the search term that I should be looking for on Twitter is structured data, or maybe like structured data SEO. Structured data. You know, I would really like automatic inter translation of Japanese. Grok. I don't know, it was automatically interpreting Turkish and other things, but not Japanese. Okay, whatever. Structured data, we're good. That was fun. Right. So anyways, that's sort of the idea is that I can offer them blog posts. If they haven't had a blog post since 2023, I can offer to do a guest blog post for them about AI SEO. And at the very least, if they say yes, then at the very least I'll get a backlink out of it or a citation or both. Um, Maybe I can grab them. Maybe I can send them a JSON LD object that they can use on their site. Then actioninteractive.com. But action is spelled with a K. Oof, only one valid item, and it's a breadcrumb. Right. So I could offer them, assuming they're still in business, I could offer them a blog post and some updated JSON LD, just as like a getting to know you gift. And then bonus, they are aware of my chatbot creation abilities. Help with custom AI chatbots for SEO. What was I doing? Okay, so let's keep going. Alphamedic.com. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more A's to go through. Right. All right, whatever. All right, Alphamedic's in the rag. Alphamedic has a blog feed. Alphamedic is in Miami, Florida. Let's check Miami, Florida. How is this possible that they're not in there? What was I doing? Okay, Alphamedic has been added to that feedbot. Let's find out whether or not we got anything from Alphamedic up in this. Right. No. I accidentally created a bookmark when I meant to search. Absolutely not. They have nothing. I really need a better way to test these chatbots. Demo.ai upgrade site sample equals alphamedic.com. All right, so this is me testing the Alphamedic. They have the AI SEO glossary. Is AI traffic from ChatGPT really only 0.19% of the web? That must be old. When was Google I/O 2025? May 25th. All right, let's just see if we can get a and look at um, what is the date of their most AI SEO glossary, 20 September 27th, 2025. They posted a lot in September. They haven't posted much. They haven't posted anything in October. So that's just that. All right. I just want to get through the A's right now. So that's alphabetic. Now we got Astute Co, Atomic Social, and Augurion. So Astute Co. Oh, we have a feed bot, but that's all. We don't even have a review bot. So I don't know why that is. What is going on, Astute Co? Where are you? 615? What is the 615 area code? Tennessee. Really? Huh. Okay. Let's check their LinkedIn and see if it tells us where they exist. Yep, Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, so my first thing that I want to do is see whether or not we can make them a review bot. If we can make them a review bot, that's amazing. Um, here is the documentation of the attempt to make a review bot for Astute Communications, Nashville, Tennessee. Nothing. Do they not have a Google Business profile? I don't know that I think they just don't have a Google Business profile. Well, I don't know. I'm tempted to make them uh yeah, let's before it was if I couldn't make a review bot for somebody, I was just like, okay, it's game over. I'm not gonna mess around with these if I can't even make them a review bot. But now it's sort of like if I make them a feed bot and the feed bot works properly, then there's a browser bot automatically made as well. And so I am going to just completely delete their demo right now. But now I'm going to go to the Feedbot Maker. And I'm going to put in their link, astute.co. Okay. And it went to the astute.co folder, same exact folder that I just deleted. So let's check in on that. Now it has a blog bot and a browser bot. So if those work, then I'll mess with them. If those work, then I'll mess with these with astute.co. But if it doesn't, if these things don't work, then I'm giving up on them for sure. Okay. That's weird. Usually, okay, okay. We're not striking out here. And this is from 7/15/25. So look, they even have one on keywords for 10/14 not long ago. Okay, these people are legit. I'm glad I didn't give up on them. Let's try the browser bot. Okay, so the only pages we have are contact and serve, but that's possibly because of the filter that I have on here. Let's see whether or not the filter has been turned on. Yes, the filter is on. And the keywords are set to pricing, about, contact services, and marketing. So let's just change, I just turned the filter off. So let's see what happens if we list pages again. There we go. We found a whole bunch more pages. It doesn't have an insane number of pages like other people do though, like SEO. Okay, so the next step of this process here is to make them a JSON object, to make them a reg bot, to enter their JSON object into the vector database and then make them a reg bot. So, nope, I've got it open still. So let's just check this one out let's check out their SEO services page. Wait, what just happened? That didn't work. Something went wrong. Something went very wrong. Why does it? That's annoying. That's just a UI issue. So this is the thing. There's just a lot of different ways to go about this here because I could just I could go to the website and look for the JSON objects myself. I could ask ChatGPT to do that. I could use this Google Rich Results test. I could use the schema.org tool. I could use the chatbot. that I created for this purpose, or I could have it just pull all of the content from the WordPress pages and build one, or I could have it just scan all of the pages for a JSON object and use those, or some. So it's so this process is there's just a lot of different options that are all good, kind of good options. They all have their own merits. And it's sort of like it'd be best to use my code or my chatbots, ideally both, like my chatbots triggering my code, because that way, if the result is not very good, then I have the opportunity to, incrementally improve the code and the chatbots. However, I still feel like my understanding of JSON LD and JSON objects and the different types that people are using, like not like how they are in theory, but how they actually appear on pages, is not good enough yet. So it would be actually a good thing for me to like just snoop around on pages manually, or using ChatGPT, or using these tools, and just develop a better understanding, because that way when I do develop my bots and my code, which I already have really, then I have a better idea of what I'm doing and why. That said, it might be a good idea to just get through this, just to like automate the process as much as possible. Get done with as many of these demos as possible, and then move on to the next step, which is contacting the SEO agencies, sending them emails and stuff like that. However, I will say this is that if it's getting the JSON objects from their website, or it's building good ones from their website, then that means that the object which goes into my vector database is going to contain good information about them, their phone number, their email address, their LinkedIn profile, all of their social media profiles, hopefully what services they offer and what prices, but almost never. So in addition to being part of the demo and everything, even more important than that, it's like basically it becomes my CRM tool. It has all of the info I need to determine whether or not to contact them. So if I'm like, oh, I like, okay, what's their email? Like, okay, I made the blog post, I made the video first, then the blog post with the video embedded in it, and now it's time for me to contact them, send them an email. What is their email address? What is their phone number? What is their LinkedIn? Um, and if I can just ask the reg bot that for any of my demos, and it gives me an accurate and fast answer, then that is very helpful to me. But if I'm making bad JSON objects and uploading those to the vector database, then that is not helpful to me. It will end up giving me LinkedIn profiles that don't exist, phone numbers and emails that don't exist, or just not having that information. So again, it's better for me to like figure out, have a better idea of like what is to be expected from an SEO agency's JSON objects on their website, and then what do I need that is not to be expected, and then can I grab what's on their website and then add in what I need, and then upload that to the vector database. Um, and again, if somebody doesn't have something, then maybe I can offer it to them. But I should be able to know that like, oh, this is the standard, and they don't have it. Um, but in this particular case with the Astute, like they don't have a Google Business Profile. I'm sure that they probably help their customers set up Google Business Profiles, but they themselves don't have one. So anyways, I'm gonna take a break, and then I'm gonna build. I'm just gonna examine their site for JSON objects and in every single way, and just see what way is best. I'm not gonna try to push through this I'm not gonna worry about how efficient the process is, because I still need to try a few different processes and figure it out. Doo, doo, doo. Okay, I thought I lost audio. I just did that to check if I lost audio or not.